Hello everyone and welcome back to another video about Kingdoms of Arda. In this video I'll discuss what you can expect to find in the first release of Kingdoms of Arda. I'll make a quick overview of the factions and dive into some of the new mechanics and so on. But before we get to that point, I would like to talk a little about the latest news concerning Kingdoms of Arda. It's been some time since our last images and articles. I'm sure some of you have noticed, and you might think that the project haven't made anything since, but that is not the case. Lots of progress have been made and plenty of new 3D models, scenes, etc. We have decided on the team not to show too much to the public until we reach a certain milestone we are currently working on. When we reach that milestone, we plan to make a trailer that will be on the main Kingdoms of Arda channel, so if you haven't subscribed to that already, feel free to do so. I will also cover the trailer on my channel and hopefully help answer some of the questions you guys might have. It will probably take some months until we reach that milestone, however, so keep that in mind. We still don't have an official release date for the first release, but I think it's safe to say it won't release in 2021. There's still a lot of work to do, and hopefully this overview can give you an idea how many things needs to be in order. Let's start with the factions. If you want a deeper look into some of the factions, feel free to check out the faction reviews that have been made thus far. The remaining factions will get a similar video when more content is made for the faction. Mordor will be the largest and strongest of the evil factions. Sauron will be its faction leader and remain in Barad-dûr until he gets the One Ring. There will be plenty of aggressive lords for this faction, including the Witch King. The faction will have 7 fiefdoms, and we hope to make each fiefdom feel unique. One thing is certain though, one does not simply walk into Mordor, and we will do whatever we can to reflect that in the mod. Gondor, a kingdom with a rich history and tales of glory. Now it lies in the shadow of Mordor, on the brink of destruction. All glory seems faded, but yet there is hope. This kingdom is ruled by Steward Denethor from Minas Tirith. At the eastern borders of the kingdom, his valiant sons Boromir and Faramir defends their positions. Gondor is the faction with most fiefdoms, with a total of 9 fiefdoms. Gondor will likely have a hard time defending its eastern borders. We hope one day to include ships, but that will not be part of the first release. Whenever ships are added, we will also include settlements on Tolfalas, and Umbar can be added as a new faction for evil. When that happens, Gondor will be forced to defend her coastline as well. Isengard, ruled by Saruman the White, with his fearless Uruk-hai. The White Hand will spread terror into Rohan's heartlands, with the aid of their Dunland allies. Isengard is not a very large faction, but despite their few settlements, they will still be able to field a rather large army. We will introduce a new legion system for Isengard, instead of using fiefdoms. Each legion will be led by a lord, along with a decent army, despite having no settlements to control. Each legion will have a different focus when it comes to troops, but we hope to achieve some diversity for Isengard as well. ROHAN, home to the Rohirrim of the Riddermark, the sons of Eorl. This kingdom is ruled by King Theoden from Edoras, though he is sick due to Saruman's sorcery. Despite his absence on the mark, there are still loyal lords ready to sacrifice their lives to save the kingdom. Throughout ROHAN, there are spies and servants of Saruman that you must beware of. For ROHAN, we introduced the martial system, where 3 marshals will lead the main armies of ROHAN. This centralized army focus will hopefully prove useful in its defense. There will be 7 fiefdoms for ROHAN, and as always, we hope to make each fiefdom feel unique. Harad, the evil faction south of Mordor, ruled by the Golden King of Harad. The lore for this huge kingdom is rather vague, and we will do our best to blend in our own lore that will not only make the faction more interesting, but also improve the overall gameplay. The capital of Harad will be Gobble and Calimon, an ancient city once founded by the Númenóreans, but now populated and ruled by the Haradrim. Harad will have 6 fiefdoms that will be quite diverse and reflect both its climate, history and various lore elements we have found. Defeating Harad will likely prove difficult, not only because of its size, but also due to the exotic creatures that will defend it. Dunland, the mannish kingdom that lies in the shadows of the misty mountains, ruled by the great chieftain Wolf, that have promised all the clans vengeance on ROHAN, Allied with Saruman, these barbaric raiders will set fire to the fields of Rohan and make them suffer for stealing their land. Dunland consists of 3 fiefdoms, but it's not a kingdom in the traditional sense. This will likely mean disobedient lords and infighting within the faction. The only thing that unites the Dunlandings is the hatred to Rohan. Other than these 6 main factions, we have also discussed how to include the Easterlings and Elves of Lorien. For the Elves, they might be roaming the lands just south of Lorien, at the outskirts of the map, mainly hunting down orcs and other evil creatures in that area. For the Easterlings, there might be an Easterling Lord at the Black Gate that will help Mordor in his wars. We might decide to include them in a later patch, however, as we don't regard them as super high priority for the first release. Bandits. There will be several bandit factions and they will be way more diverse and interesting than what we have in native Bannerlord. Not only will there be orcs, but also goblins, escaped slaves, and even Ents that will defend the forest of Fangorn. We might decide to include more bandit factions than those you can see here. What is Middle-earth without its famous locations? In the first release, you can expect to see a vast number of locations from the second and third film. Famous locations such as Minas Tirith, Osgiliath, Edoras, Helm's Deep, Isengard, Minas Morgul, the Black Gate, and Barad-dûr, along with a lot of other locations. We will do all we can to make these locations look like the movie versions. For the larger scenes, there will likely be more stages during a siege, which we hope will create a better gameplay experience. There will be a lot of different creatures featured in the first release, though mainly for the evil side. There will be different kinds of trolls, orcs, great beasts, elephants, and ents. Though you can't play as any of these creatures, they will likely be interesting to fight. If you want to know all our plans concerning creatures in the mod, then feel free to check out the video I've made about it. There will be several races to play as in the first release, which is listed here. For each race there will be different cultures you can pick between. These cultures are in many cases linked to the fiefdoms that belong to the faction. Each culture will be different and likely give some sort of bonus. Thank you for watching, remember to like and subscribe, and also jump over to the official Kingdoms of Arda channel and subscribe so you can see when the new content is posted there. Thank you and farewell.